Bitcoin just pulled back to $38,000 this morning. You scared? Come on, it's okay. It's all right. I ain't gonna judge you. You know, I've been in the space for 3.5 years now. I've lived through more than one bear market. I know what you're feeling. I know what you're feeling. I know the heart, how it can affect you. It starts beating fast, your blood pressure goes up, your heart rate goes up, and the tension in the air, be quiet, car, is palpable. I understand you're scared. But what if I told you that the only reason you're scared is because you have allowed yourself to be? What if I told you that you had a decision in the matter? Let me back up. When I got into the cryptocurrency space, I was 17 years old. It was just my dad and I. And I really needed to make this work. I really, really needed for this channel to work and for my trading career and my investments. I needed this to work because I needed the money, because I needed to make a difference in my life. And that's not a want, that's a need. I get that, guys. If you're struggling through something right now and you're hoping that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency will be your way out, I've been there. I can tell you I know how that feels. So when I say I'm not judging you because you're scared, I'm dead serious. That is real. And don't let anyone tell you that it's not. Don't let anyone tell you that you're weak for feeling scared. But the first thing that we have to do to overcome that fear is to admit it. So I want you with me right now to just admit it. Say, I'm scared. 1, 2, 3. I'm scared. Did you say it? You didn't say it. You think I'm being cheesy. I'm serious, guys. Just say it. With your mouth, say, I'm scared. No one's watching you, hopefully. People are watching this, and I'm okay to say it. I'm scared. Boom, there you go. I'm really not, though, and I'm going to tell you why. Look, it starts with admitting it. And then here's the next step. Have you guys ever been very excited about something? You're going on a plane for the first time, or you're on a first date with someone, or you've just started a business, or your YouTube channel hit 100,000 subscribers. Patting myself on the back a little bit there. What is the symptom of that excitement? Right, I'm talking the physical symptom. What do you feel? Your knees get shaky, arms are heavy, mom spaghetti. No, seriously, but your heart starts beating faster, your blood pressure goes up, your heart rate goes up, you might start sweating, you might get kind of jittery. You have that butterfly feeling down in your stomach. That's the symptom of excitement, yes? Well, let's think about this for a second. What is the symptom of fear? Whenever you've been fearful before, whenever you've been scared of something before, what do you feel? Knees are shaking, you're sweaty, heart rate goes up, you got the butterfly. You see where I'm going with this. My friends, this whole video in a nutshell is this. The only difference between fear and excitement is interpretation. Let me say that again. The only difference between fear and excitement is interpretation. So yes, you may be feeling scared right now. And like I said earlier, you're choosing to feel scared right now because at the end of the day, fear and excitement are actually the same emotion. The only difference between the two is your interpretation. Let's think about this for a second. People that go and they get dropped off on a helicopter and they snowboard down this gigantic mountain and they could die at every turn, or let's say someone that goes out and they go swimming with sharks and they're an adrenaline junkie. They love paragliding in Iceland and weaving in and out of all those canyons down there, and you're like, man, they came so close to hitting the side of that canyon. What are they doing? They're going to get messed up if they're not careful. But they get excitement out of that. But then you put most people in that situation and they're scared. Jumping out of a plane, it's the same thing. People get excited about that, but other people are petrified. Why? Why do the same sports evoke two seemingly opposite emotions? Is it because the sport is inherently different for each one of those people, or is it because the people are interpreting the emotion differently? This is all very important to cryptocurrency, guys, because you've heard before, don't let your emotions dictate your trading. That's all well and good in theory, but how do you apply that? Yes, you need to understand not to let your emotions dictate your trading, but what does that actually mean for you? What it means is this. It means that in between your emotion and your action, you have free will. In 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which is a book I'm working through right now by Stephen Covey, it's sold 30 million copies. If you haven't read that book, you have to. The first habit is called Be Proactive. And the whole point of that book, the whole point of that chapter is predicated on the idea that the very thing that makes us human in the first place is our ability to make a decision in between stimulus and response. In between us feeling an emotion and us acting, we have the ability to choose how we are going to respond. We have responsibility. We are able to respond according to our own agency. So what it means to not trade by emotion and not invest by emotion, I'm getting on the interstate here, so I'm definitely not going to be looking at the camera. What that means is in between feeling that emotion, whether it's fear or excitement, both of them can be damaging to your trading career. In between that emotion and your action, you stop and you use your brain. That's what that means. It means whenever you feel something, you put a pause, you tap the brakes a little bit, and you say, okay, what does this actually mean? What should I actually logically do here? And that's the whole point of this video, guys. Let me be very clear. I understand where you're coming from if you're scared. And again, I'm not judging you for that. I get that. Guys, in case you don't know my story, I'm not exactly a rags to riches story, but a lot of people would call it that. I don't come from a whole lot, and that's not to say I wasn't blessed in many, many ways. I was. I have an amazing father who's probably watching this. Shout out to you, Dad. I love you. But I didn't have the world. I didn't get fed with a silver spoon. I didn't have everything. I've got 14 employees now, and all 13 of those other people beside me and me too, are counting on me to be a successful entrepreneur and keep putting food on the table for them and their families. People are counting on me. You know, in my trading career before I got started in this, I thought it was a big deal that I was successful for myself and my dad, but now it's about being successful for me and Tim and Smay and all these people behind the scenes that you guys don't see every day. We just had 3 new employees come on this week. So I get it. But the superpower of being able to consciously, with that God-given, human-only ability to take your free will into your own hands and be able to respond accordingly to how you would like to, that ability to make a decision in between emotional input and our output is what will make you a successful trader. I want to be very clear on this, guys. Our entire mission as a channel and a company is to teach people to use that agency, that free will that we've all been given. Too many people go through life blaming other people, saying, oh, I was successful because of this person. Oh, I was a failure because of this person. Or this event held me back. Or I didn't have the right influences in my life. That's BS and you know it. And I'm only being blunt with you because I love you guys. But it's true. If you're not successful or if you are successful, there's exactly 2 people responsible, you and God, and that's it. It's not your daddy's fault if you're a failure, and it's not because of your daddy that you're successful. Just because you have money doesn't mean that you're successful. I know a lot of daddy's boys who have all the money, but they didn't make it, they inherited it. I want to teach you guys to take your life into your own hands, because that's where it belongs. If it didn't belong there, then we wouldn't have been created with free will to make our own decisions. So I encourage you, moving into this week, as the blood starts to flow, because it probably is going to get worse before it gets better, remember the only difference between fear and excitement is interpretation, and as a human, you have the ability to choose how you respond to the emotions that the market puts on your heart. That's not to say that emotions are invalid. That's not to say that emotions are useless. They are a very important part of the human experience, but we have to be the master of them. They cannot be the master of us, or we will never be successful in the cryptocurrency markets. And with that said, guys, have a great week. I'm about to shoot coffee in crypto. I'm on my way to work right now. If you need me for anything, please feel free to reach out. support@cryptojeb.com. If you have any questions, feel free to send them there. Leave them in the chat. Leave them in the comments below this video, and I'll try and get back to as many of them as possible. Peace.